Live now. You know what? We're gonna listen to something else. I'm not ready for this OST. I'm not ready for this one. Emotionally. Not ready. Testing, testing. Yeah, that's fine. We'll get to the Sonic 3 music. Anyway, today you get to witness my ugly knob. Today I thought I'd do something a little bit different. I feel in the mood just to relax. So I'm not gonna... Check it out. This is my Sonic mug. I've got a little mug of Sonic. I've also got a Sephiroth one. I've got two of these actually. I bought one. I think I got one as a gift, and then I think I got another one as a gift. And then it was like, okay, I have two now. So I got one in Scotland and one here. My mum keeps them for me. Anyway, today I thought I'd paint one of my amiibos. I've got a Rosalina, which I painted. She's normally blue. Paint her pink. I think it looks quite good. Can't really see it too much. Hey guys, how are you doing? This is my Link one. He's a little bit weird looking. He's half Dark Link and half Fierce Deity Link. He's a little bit strange looking. Like half and half. I couldn't decide if I wanted to make him Fierce Deity or Dark Link, so I went with both. You can see like he's cut down the middle. Dark on that side and Fierce on that side. Fierce on, yeah. Like so. And you can see I put blood on the sword as well. And the one I'm going to paint today is going to be Luigi. He's normally white. He's white because I was going to paint him a different colour. Let me just move that a little bit over here. And then I just never got around to it, so I thought I'd just chill a little bit. Yeah, I'm going to make him Mario actually. I'm going to make him red. Do I need to just like make this a bit smaller? It looks really stretched out on my screen. Oh, it's fine. Whatever. No, I was going to make him Mario anyway. I was going to turn him into Mario. So, yeah. Alright, so let's do some stuff. I haven't done this in so long. These are so shit, these brushes. They are so ancient. Look how messy that is. Look how messy that is. I've got a Sonic one. Maybe I'll paint him next, depending how long this takes. So what I'm gonna do, I've got a white, use acrylic paint. If you're gonna do this, use acrylic paint. Watercolor paint will just slide right off an amiibo, as I found out. How are you guys doing? So I'm gonna just paint him a bit white. Just so you can see it. Paint. And get all that, because he was originally purple, so I'm gonna get all that purple off. I was gonna make him like Waluigi, and then I figured that was too predictable. I've painted a couple of these for my friends. The one I liked doing the most was Fired for Malpractice Dr. Mario. And basically what the guy wanted me to do was turn Dr. Mario's coat like specked with blood marks. So I just put the amiibo and just went like with the red paint on it, and it ended up looking quite good. Right, that's probably as good as it's gonna get. And I'll touch up. So if you're gonna paint an amiibo, use acrylic paint. Use acrylic paint, and what's my other tip? Paint the parts that you're gonna paint them white first, and then wait till that dries, and then you can. Oh my god! Thank you so much for the bit, Phoenix. You're a lovely person. Aw, no, you're too kind. Grazie, grazie. Prego, prego. That was terrible. So all the bits that you're going to paint on him, you want to paint them white. So I'm just going to paint his hat and the sleeves. because the rest of it doesn't really matter too much. I learned how to say prego from the Italian chef that I work with. I haven't seen him in ages though because I've been laid off. I have water beside me, but it's paint water, so I can't drink it, and if you want me to drink it, then I'm doing fine. I'm too shit at painting for this. See, I would have thought the same about myself, but it's actually really, really easy. The figures only cost about 10 quid or something, so there he is. You can put a bit in the middle, actually, as well, like his like the shot. You need to, you know, I don't really have the steadiest of hands for this, and I'm using a really like, look at this, this brush is fucking atrocious. So I'm not using any particularly good art equipment or anything for this either. It's him, Luigi. I love painting. I don't really paint enough. I used to do it a lot. I'm primarily with watercolors. I can show that off. I have I have a book that I used to paint everything in. So consider this the Bob Ross Poison Special. Watercolors I much prefer because it's easier to just make something. I always find that a little bit of magic happens with watercolor. You know, sometimes something just comes out your brush that you didn't really expect to happen. Acrylics feel a lot more not restrictive, but you have to be very controlled with them. I don't feel that way about watercolors. Watercolors, I can just throw stuff down on the page and blend it, and it usually looks pretty good. Alright. Okay, so that's Luigi's basic colour. You see that he's all white on the places I'm going to paint him. You don't need to paint the glove. I did paint over the gloves, actually. I don't remember doing that, but okay. So... You guys hear the music, by the way? It's just the Sonic soundtrack. That's like basically all I ever listen to. You try to get a new PB. Like, this is literally the worst brush of all time. There's not even a name on this brush. It's just something I've inherited over the years. I have like so fucking many. I was kind of like itching to do something. This is just it. This is just all the brushes I have collected. It's not even... It's like they're so shit.
Oh my god!
I really this beautiful one though, this big one I've never used. But I need an even smaller one. Good luck, Flip, with whatever it is that you're running. I'm gonna use this really super tiny one. You can't even see how tiny that is. Just do the rest of it with. So I gotta wait on Luigi to dry now. But they dry pretty quickly. Today something's a little bit different today. With this stream, normally I would just be streaming Smash or something, but I felt like painting something instead because I've been doing my essay for like 7 or 8 hours today. And I don't fuck with that shit, so I decided not to bother anymore, and I'm just gonna, you know, I said, oh, I'm not gonna stream anymore until fucking Friday. But I said, fuck it. And now I'm here. Procrastinating, being a bad student. Twiddly, did you see the other amiibos I painted? I think I might have showed them off before you got here. So I've got to wait on him. How long's he gonna take? Okay, he's still a little bit. You didn't see them, I'll show them. So I've only painted 2 of my ones. This is Rosalina. She's normally blue. And I've been so used to her being pink now that I kind of, I always forget that the dress underneath is blue. So that's what she looks like. And my Link one, which is half Dark Link on this side and half Fierce Deity Link on this side. It's a little bit harder to see because my webcam's not that great, but he is half and half, and it's mainly because I couldn't decide I couldn't decide which way I wanted to paint him, so I cut it. When you get on his hat, you can see. I see on his hat, I cut it straight down the middle, with black, dark on this side and fierce on this side, and then from whatever side he's on, he's dark or fierce. I thought it was pretty cool, to be honest. He needs a little bit of touching up. It's a little bit, you know, a little bit fucky. The Link amiibo is in such a weird position though. His pose for Smash Ultimate was a lot better. I never really liked this one. It's very like he's looking down, you know, and I never liked that one so much. I think Piss Stand, yeah, no. Where's Kiers when you need him? Anyway. Oh, we're on Mystic Cave Zone already. Where the fuck's Mufo? I'm gonna fucking mess with Mufo. Come to stream. You see my face. Could paint the stand half and half. Only thing I worry about is because it's see-through. That'd be maybe a little bit fucky. But, a little bit dusty. But, I mean, that could work. I don't think it would add too much, though. Oh yeah, I don't know if you noticed on this one, but I also painted Luma to be gold instead of yellow. You can't really see it too well. But, right, test Luigi. If you're going to test how dry it is, test it with the tip of your finger. Still a little bit of paint coming off, so we'll wait a little bit. It doesn't take too long to do this. It took me like maybe an hour or two. Let me just remove that timer. I've got a bunch of other amiibos, I'll go get them. I'll show you some of the ones I've got. Alright. So here I've got... Here I have, this one came with Mario Maker. It's just Mario. It's quite cool though. I kind of like it. I haven't thought to paint it or anything because I don't really know what you can do with it. But it's pretty cool. I've got Ganondorf for some reason. I don't even remember buying him. And I also don't even play as Ganondorf in Smash or anything, so... I guess it was because I secretly knew that Rob was going to sub to me. And that's why I bought Ganondorf. I also got Ike, who I've also not painted because he looks a bit derpy in the face. He's really like... It's a little bit of like... He's just got a fucked up face. Hey Sammy. Yeah. I've got Wario. I also wanted to paint him, but wasn't sure what to do with him. Turn him into Waluigi, I guess. Somehow. I've got... I don't even remember buying this one, but I have a character I don't play. Bowser Jr. This is my favourite Sonic 2 song. I'm doing fine, Sammy. How are you? Then I've got Sonic, who I could paint into Super. I was thinking maybe making him look Super Sonic, like painting him yellow. But then you would have to. It would look better at the turn if the spikes were upturned, and I obviously can't do that. Or maybe we could turn him into Shadow or something. I don't know. Then I've got the boys. These are my favorites. Both of them. These were. You will not believe the price of these. I'm not going to say how much they cost, but yeah, it was, I was not, I walked out that shop with no regrets at all. Simon is really, really detailed, actually. I really like it. Like the chain around his thigh, the detail on his boots and the whip feels really good. It's, It's a really well detailed one. Richter, I also really like. He's actually really not dirty in the face at all, actually. It's like I'm looking right at him. There's tiny, tiny little details on the dagger as well, and on his boots that are really cool. So this is a really good one. I really, really like this one. And of course, this is the best one of them all. It's my boy. And that's all I've got. That's all the amiibos that I own. So let's check out Luigi. Yeah, Luigi's just about dry. We can probably start actually. So what I'm doing, I'm taking just, this is Nathal Crimson, and this is Cadmium Red. So I'm going to take some of the red. Now when I paint something, I never put like blobs of paint on a palette because there's always way too much paint for my liking. I just dip the brush into the, I literally just dip it into the tube. So I wet the brush a little bit. Dip it a tiny, tiny, you can't even see how much paint there is in the brush, just a tiny, tiny little bit. And we're going to turn him into Mario. And that's actually not enough at all. I dry it a little bit, I'll put it, you see, just a teeny, tiny, tiny bit, just enough so your brush should be wet enough just so that it sticks to your brush. And then you can start turning him into Mario. The reason that you put white underneath is so that your colours don't mix together and become muddy. Because if you're going to because his sleeves are originally green, if you're going to put red paint directly over it, you're either going to need a fuck ton of layers of paint, and and it's just going to turn into, like, when you get when you mix green red is, brown. So I'll just keep doing that. You just need a tiny, tiny little bit of paint. It looks currently like Luigi has been fisting someone on their period. That's a nice image for y'all. Fisting someone with just his entire arm. Not his hand, just his arm. Your island finally reached 3 stars and you're now done with Animal Crossing. Get it to 5 stars. My island is 5 stars. And then you just layer it on. This honestly is the colour of blood. This, like, really fresh blood, this paint. This is horrible. Mario's is a little bit darker, a tiny bit darker red. It's not like the colour of blood. So I think I can maybe layer a bit of the Nathalo Crimson on it. Put it like this so you can see what I'm doing. This is your free Bob Ross experience with me, Poison. So you can see his arm is red. It's not done yet though. New Horizons was painfully slow in the beginning. That was kind of what I liked about it, but then also kind of what ended up meaning that I stopped playing it as much. I probably put about 200 hours into New Horizons, which seems just crazy. It's almost like yesterday that I bought it. Wet the brush a little bit. You need to just wet your brush a little bit just so that the paint sticks to it. You don't need to have it soaking, dripping wet, because otherwise you're just gonna get a big watery old mess. Paint underneath as far in as you can, so in here, I don't know if you can even see that, where his sleeves are. Luigi's in a bit of a weird pose. You want to get it right in here as well. You have 20 hours in the game. I have like way too much. But I did a lot of like mystery island hopping and stuff as well. I used to play it like quite a lot. It's kind of, it feels like it only came out yesterday, which is the thing. It came out in like March, same day as Doom Eternal. Which is just baffling, really. So now I'm on his shoulder. I hate this song. This fucking song. To all you people who have never seen my face before, my condolences to you. I normally don't do things like this. I don't think I've ever done a stream where there's no game and it's just me. But you know what? You have to try new things and find out what you're cool with. So I get that right in there. I would help you out with the Scent of Scorches, Twiddly, but my Scent of Scorch is also female. But what is it are you wanting to raise one? Because you can just change nature. I mean, it's a pain in the arse to change natures, but if you're looking for like a specific natured one, I think mine might be the one you're looking for. But mine's female. What is it you want to use Scent of Scorch for, or is it just kind of, are you shiny farming it? It's a really, the Gigantamax has got a really cool shiny. Well, not really cool, but it's Gigantamax. I think G-Max Scent of Scorch is one of my favourite ones. I don't know why, it just has a really rad design. It's not too different from the original form. You still know it's like Scent of Scorch. And it's just very fitting. So when your brush is too wet, just pat it on a napkin. I've got like just a napkin right here. And then I'm going to put a nice big thick layer on his arm here to cover up, just cover up as much of the white. You can put on several coats of paint as well to cover it up further. Just what I'm going to do. Updated the team again. Right, so there's his arm is red. It currently looks kind of like he's been in a bloody accident because it's very, very red. Should I buy Sword and Shield? I recommend it. I love the Gigantamax. Yeah, it's one of my favourite Gigantamax forms. I don't use it all that much. My EV trained one is G-Max. It's got a great Scent of Scorch is great. I think it's really underrated. So I'm gonna start on the other arm. It's one of my favourite G-Max forms. I don't know if I have one favourite. No, probably Blastoise actually. The one that I actually use that is my favourite is definitely Gigantamax Blastoise. I like Hatterene. Yeah, G-Max Hatterene's a beast as well. It's completely... as much as you keep it away from Duraludon, then keep it away from Duraludon and the like, Hatterene's a great one. I was going to use Galarian Rapidash on my original team, but then I basically found out Hatterene is literally just a better version of Galarian Rapidash. So I switched over and I didn't regret it at all. It's a fantastic one. I think, you know, when you're running teams and stuff, when you're sort of competitively building, it's very like, it feels like when you're using stuff like Hatterene, it's very like, oh, this is so predictable, man. You know, like everyone else is running this. It feels very predictable, but these mons are like in these tiers for a reason. You know, it's literally, the OU literally means overused. You know, so it's either you use them or you have to think outside the box a little bit. With some mons, it's just no matter how hard you try, they don't work. And you have to pull off mental gymnastics. You know, you have to pull off like Olympic level gymnastics to be able to make them work. I have G-Max Scent of Scorch and Hatterene. I can help you get other ones. I've got a bunch of G-Max mons that I'm not using if you want some of mine. I've got like 5 G-Max Lapises and I'm only using... I'm using 0 of them at the moment. So you can definitely have one of mine. The hardest one to get for me has been Garbodor. I don't actually know if I even have one. So you can see there's a bit of white left over, but that's okay. You can go over it with another coat of paint. So hold it down like that. It's very blurry, this webcam. It's not a very good webcam. You're gonna start a Smash clan. What's that? Or is that just like a group of you getting together playing Smash? So I'm gonna paint this bit right here. You don't really necessarily need a steady hand for this, you just need a small brush. You can see there's like specks of white on his dungarees, because you want to find Snorlax G-Max. I've got one. If you can't find one, you can just have my one. I'm not using it. But the thing is, though, Twiddly, you can turn a Mon into its Gigantamax form if you do the Isle of Armor DLC. It's a group where we just 1v1 for fun. Thank you. He advised me to drink on stream to my underage viewers.
Your underage viewers?
I don't think any of them are underage, no. If you're under 18, please stop watching now. I say many naughty words. Alright. I had a bunch of friends to play, I forgot his name was Mustard. Yeah, Mustard. He actually was kind of threatening, but my EV trained in-game team was, of course, too powerful for him. Right, this is a really badly done job, but this is pretty much as good as it's gonna get. So if I do this... There you go, he's red. So wait for that to dry. I'm also gonna put a smidge of red more on the collar, because you can see a lot of purple. It looks purple in this light, it's meant to be blue. So definitely, every area that you're going to paint, put white on it, otherwise it's just going to look like a crappy mess. You know when you mix colours too much on your palette, it just turns into like this brown fucking diarrhea fuck fart? That's what it's going to look like. You can thank the AVGN for that one. So I'm putting a really, really thick layer on here. Acrylic paint dries quite fast, so I'm gonna let that sit there. Spring Yard Zone or Carnival Zone, choose Carnival. Carnival Night Zone, you mean? Yeah. Oh, Carnival Night. No, I would pick Casino Night. Casino Night is the best out of all three of them. Casino Night, Carnival Night, Spring Yard. Okay, so I'm gonna let Luigi dry. Sonic R soundtrack. The secret zone. What's the? Oh, you mean Hidden Palace zone? I feel so old, you know. I remember when, well, I don't remember when the games came out, obviously, because I was born in the year when the third Sonic game came out. Alright, we can do Luigi's hat. So, like, I'm not even sticking my brush into the tube fully. The paint on the outsides here is just the part that I'm taking. You can see it actually, like this part here, just the outside rims, that's where I'm scooping the paint from. You don't need to load up the brush with like a huge amount of paint on it, because otherwise it's just going to become a fucking sticky mess. So it currently looks like someone's just had their period all over Luigi's head. I know this is probably really boring for a lot of you to watch, but you know what? Fuck it. This is my stream, and God, this really looks like blood. But I figured it just sort of popped into my head. You know what? I'm just gonna paint an amiibo. I'm gonna paint it on stream. I'm just gonna chat and shoot the shit because I couldn't be bothered playing Smash. I was in the arena when Kiers was running amiibos only, but I don't find amiibo only to be that fun, personally. I think amiibos are just like on a completely other level from human players. Luigi's been having a bad day, but Daisy be having a bad day, but Luigi don't care. He's going in. I mean, men love those who have their periods 365 days a year. Yeah, so because I'm covering such a large surface area, you can just go at sort of all in with a bigger brush than this actually, but since I'm here. You know, Bob Ross really knew what he was talking about. I've been watching his videos whilst I've been doing my essay, my university work. It's really honestly keeping my sanity together. There's a really dark part here, so I don't get why periods are considered taboo. Do you think people think they're considered taboo? Because taboo implies to me like it's just like not allowed or it's not okay to have them, but it's like it's not something that you can make go away, you know what I mean? It's just a fucking fact of life, you know what I mean? It's just sort of what happens. For most people that is, you know what I mean? It's just like, it is what it is. If you don't like it, then it's your problem. It's not anyone else's problem. I mean, I have them and I think they're gross and I wish I didn't have them, but it just is what it is and you just gotta deal with it, really. If you don't like them, it's your problem, not anyone else's, you know? So I'm painting the back of his hat. I just realised that you can't even see what I'm doing. It's kind of hard to always be holding them. But most just get uncomfortable when someone even says the word. I asked my boyfriend about this quite a lot, and he's just like, I don't care, you know, he's very open with that sort of thing. He's very like, I don't care, you know, he's been with women, you know, he's been with other women and stuff. Not like, obviously not always been with me, but he's had previous girlfriends and stuff, and it's just like, it's probably obvious, it's probably guys that have very little experience with women or people who have their periods, and they're just not experienced with it and they're not used to it. And since I grew up in a house full of women, I find that honestly baffling, hard to believe, but you know, not everyone does, so. So I'm gonna carve out the shape of the white circle on his hat now, just by quickly just drawing the outline of it very badly, and you can sort of fill it in. If people are if people are upset by something like that, then it's really no one else's problem. It's something that they have to deal with. It's a bias that they have to get over. It's not anyone else's job to fix them. Only you can fix your own. You're the one that's in control of your own thoughts and your own desires and your own beliefs. You know, no one else can fix that for you. We also have to do the underside of his hat, which is white, so. I can actually swap to a bigger brush for this one. So if you paint it too much, you'll end up just taking half the paint off. So you have to let it dry a little bit and then add more and more coats to it until it's the consistency you want it to be. The white will absorb some of it. That's okay. You want to see a little bit of white underneath, and then you just keep going over it until it's the sort of the color and thickness that you want it to be. So they're carved out on his hat very badly. You can see and I'll probably just write in an M with a pen. I'm not brave enough. I'm not steady-handed enough to draw in the M. The only experience I've had with my mouse, you just got like extra nice looking space. Is that? I mean, people really. I think there's sometimes guys, maybe younger guys, who view women as like the sort of alien species that need to be conquered. Girls just want someone that listens to them, and girls want someone that's genuine more than anything else, in my own experience as a woman. I'll always keep it real. In my own experience, I'm going to switch over to the Nathal, I think that's pronounced Nathal Crimson. This hopefully will be slightly darker than that fucking period-ass red that's on Luigi right now. That looks even brighter, actually. I'll see if I've got a different, I'll see if I've got a darker red. You know, girls just want someone that's gonna let, you know, any partner would want this really, but someone who just listens to them and makes them feel like they're not going crazy. Primary reds, this is probably the one I want. Yeah, that's, actually, that's more red. Because crimson implies, crimson should be like dark red, that one seems really bright. What about this one? This is a alizarin crimson. I'm gonna go maybe use this one instead. Oh, that's very dark. That's nice and dark. I'll mix them together. Alright. That's cat red. Alright, gotta wait on Luigi Mario to dry. You know, girls, I mean, at least in my own experience, I can only speak for myself, but from all the people I've known and from the girls that I've known, and or people that have periods, I should say, just want someone that's genuine, someone that doesn't, but also someone that's not overbearing about it, you know, like really like, oh, poor you know, I mean, I'm a grown-ass woman, you know what, I can handle it. In my own experience, I just want someone who's going to be genuine with me. Not someone that, like, tries, like, lies about anything, makes themselves, you know, someone that's genuine. That's all I can say, really. I eat Mentos a really weird way. I just, like, squeeze them out the packet and then just thingy them. How far are we into this soundtrack? Oh, that's the last song, or second last song. I once played a mod of Sonic 2 that only had this as the music. It was horrible. It was called Sonic in Paint. Any Poison Girls veterans may remember Sonic in Paint streams. I know Dragonite does. God, that really smells of paint. Right, so he's... Right, his arms are dry. The hat is still wet, so I can start on the arms. So I'm gonna use... Let's test out primary red, see what kind of colour that is. The light in here is quite bad, so okay, that is virtually just the same colour that I used, so I'll put that on. So now it's like a thicker sort of red. No, but it like really smelled like paint. You know, this one you can use it. I tend to use quite a big amount of paint. Well, not a huge amount, but just to sort of mask as much as the existing undercolor as possible. Because sometimes you can I can still see parts of purple coming through. So that's why you do several coats. This is Ristar. I don't want to listen to Ristar, I want to listen to this. You guys remember Ristar? If you're in the chat and you remember Ristar, then you're probably from the same, you know, ancient century as I am. Who here has actually beaten Sonic R? Who here has played Sonic R and actually beaten it? You did. I feel bad for you. I've beaten it as well, so I feel bad for myself. What a horrible game that was. You 100%ed it. I've done that as well. It's fucking horrible. It's so hard. Like, not in a good way either. It's not like a good challenge. It's like ass-numbingly fucking annoying. So the reason that I don't think you would see us on the webcam. The reason, again, just want to really stress this. The reason you put white underneath is because you can see there's a crease in Luigi's arm here that is still purple. You can't really see it that well. But if it's white, you can just glide right over that. So that's why you always paint the parts white. Because otherwise it just does, the material these things are made of is really fucking stubborn. I thought Sonic, I liked it when I was younger. My parents bought it for me for like on the PC. And I remember the story actually. I was really young when that game sort of, I guess, hit the Glaswegian supermarket it was bought, or the Glaswegian store it was bought in. We were out at a shopping mall with my mum and dad. And I didn't understand the concept of buying things. This is how young I was. Back in the, you know, the year 1542 or whenever this was happening. I did not understand the concept of buying things, so I simply saw a thing with Sonic on it and thought, oh my god, yay, Sonic-y! Walked out of the store with it, the alarms went off. And I didn't, and my mum was like running after me and she was like laughing about it. You know, the game cost like £4 or something. And, you know, I was really tiny. And I was just like, I didn't understand, so I just walked out with it. Just like, oh, Sonic is cool, you know? And the store, you know, the employees, they were like laughing about it, you know, and my mum just was like, oh, you know what, I'll just buy it for her. So that's how I got Sonic R. And I played it a lot. Honestly, I did play it a lot. Sonic Spinball, I fucking hate, but that's already... I don't hate it completely 100%, I hate it about 99%. There are things about it that are good, but it doesn't make up for the general overall awfulness of that game. Its only redeeming quality, in my opinion, Sonic Spinball, is the aesthetic of it. It's very like Streets of Rage. In my opinion, it's very sort of dark, gritty, city. So it's very like 90s Genesis, 90s Mega Drive, and I love that shit. But the gameplay is fucking horrible, so... Alright. So I'm painting now. I'll also have to paint the underside of his hat. So the white under the hat sucks up a whole bunch of this paint and makes it basically pink. That's okay, you just put on another coat. Just try not to get any on his nose, otherwise it'll make it look like he's been... yeah. Sun. Shit, I got it on his face. There, that just comes right off. Did you do Spotify Wrapped? I did! Do you guys want to guess what my most listened to artist was? Like, I was in the top 1% of their listeners for this year. Now, I used to live in a city, so... And I can confirm... Now, I use a really huge amount of paint on here just to get that nice, sleek red finish on it. But a lot of it will just come straight back off again onto the brush, and that's okay. You want to make it look sort of fairly even. Was it Crush 40? It was not Crush 40. It was not a video game artist. It was, you know, it was someone you might. It was a band that is still active. There we go. All right, that was pretty good. There you go. He looks a bit more orange. It is red paint, but he looks a bit more orange on camera. So I'll let him dry. I'll go over it again with yellows and crimson probably. Because Mario's outfit isn't like blood red, it's more like a slightly darker. I think maybe if this doesn't take as long as I thought it was, I might take Sonic after this. So I'm waiting on him to dry. Wait, who the fuck is messaging me? Saint Scotch Drake. Sorry, Twiddly, I just saw your team. Saint Scotch Dracovish, Tyrant Assassin, Dragapult, and Jigglypuff. Love it. Sorry, Dino. You know you're probably not there now, but I just saw your message. Now, Twiddly, I'm going to tell you a secret only known to competitive Pokemon players. Jigglypuff, not Wigglytuff, specifically Jigglypuff, is a viable Pokemon because it gets, I'm pretty sure it gets Fem Guard, but I forget what the actual strategy itself is. It is a competitively viable one. I think you have to be doing it in like the Little Cup. And look on Smoke On. I swear it's on here somewhere. And like the Little Cup meta, which means that there's people that do something called Little Cup, which basically means you're using like, you know, Charmander instead of Charizard and stuff like that. It's the only meta where like Onix seems to work, and it's a shame. It's depressing because Steelix is awesome. Hey Flute, welcome back. What were you doing? Everything to evolve. See, I really dig Wigglytuff. I like it, I like Clefable as well, but I like, I use Clefable a fuckload, but I like Wigglytuff, I really dig. Right, so his hat is obviously still wet. Yeah, that's fine. So let's test out the Alizarin Crimson. Alizarin Crimson is a Bob Ross colour. So if you ever watch him, you'll hear him say Alizarin Crimson a whole lot. Odyssey. Abe's Odyssey? Mario Odyssey? It's just called Odyssey. We can't actually listen to the Sonic Spinball music though, because the Sonic Spinball music, dare I say, is actually good. Mario Odyssey, good stuff. I like Mario Odyssey. Right, let's test out how Alizarin Crimson looks on Luigi. Yeah, so that's how much darker. Now, it might not necessarily that you get like a completely crimson finish over it, but it'll give it like a slightly darker shadow and bring out all those lovely shadows and whatnot. And you get less of that intense blood-ass red, you know what I mean? Oh, yeah, okay, maybe that's two reasons to like Sonic Spinball, is that it had good music. I think I misheard you, but is Gorillaz your most listened band? No, it was not Gorillaz. I don't really listen to Gorillaz all that much. To be honest, I know enough of their songs, but I don't really listen to them. By all accounts, I should like Gorillaz. I'll give you a hint, it's like a rock, but it's like a metal band. Rock/metal band. It's probably just going to show my age, to be honest, because like... It's a rock metal band that was probably most famous in the 90s or / early 2000s. That is my most listened to band of this year. System of a Down, no, but good guess. Along those lines, ish. Ish. No, not really actually. Opeth, no. I never listened to Opeth. I couldn't name any of their songs, to be honest. System of a Down was yours. Yeah, System of a Down are great. Name a band member that isn't a popular one. Eh? Name a band that isn't popular. Name a song. I don't know any songs. Give us a hint. I'm trying to think of something that's not like super obvious. They did a song off... There was like an album released years ago that was like rock/metal covers of Nightmare Before Christmas songs. This band were on it. That's probably the worst hint of all time. But it gives you a baseline to work off of. Rise Against? No. I don't know how to give you a hint without telling you just what it was. Unless I gave you a generic song title. I know that album. It's the same album that has Amy Lee singing that, is it Sally's song? It's just called It's Sally's Song. Sally's song. Amy Lee's singing that one. It's on that album. That's a good album, actually. Alright, so I'm making that. The crimson on Luigi makes it like a little bit darker and brings out a little bit more shadows and stuff. Makes it look a lot better. She Wants Revenge? No. Who's that? Oh, does that show my age? I don't know who they are. I think they were... I only remember, like, Amy Lee was on it, this other band were on it, and... I want to say that... No, I don't want to say that, I don't know. I don't actually know who else were on it, it's been years. But I know the one. Think more early 2000s, late 90s. Korn. Yes, it was Korn. My most listened to band in 2020 was Korn. I fucking love Korn. And people find that a little bit funny. I don't know why. I mean, I get why, to be honest. Korn are fucking the tits. I fucking live for some Korn. I sort of discovered them a bit too. I mean, I always knew about them and I like listened to them and stuff, but like, I don't know why I only discovered their greatness like 2 summers ago. I spent my entire summer literally just like going to my job and listening to Korn. It was dynamite. Girl in Red was in the top 5 for me. My other ones was, it was Korn, then it was Tom Waits. And then it was, actually I think it was Nobuo Uematsu. Final Fantasy guy. Okay. So there's you can't really see it. I'll show you in a minute. You can't really see it, but it's a bit darker red now, so it's less of that intense red. Because Mario isn't, you know, like I said, Mario's not blood red. It's just like a sort of darker red. Right, his hat is still wet, so I'm gonna leave it. I'm gonna take another brush. This probably isn't gonna work. I'm just gonna try something out. Right, so I'm gonna take a really tiny brush. This one. There's one in there. How many minutes do I have? I don't know. Can I view the Spotify Unwrapped again? It was something like I listened to like 600 new artists, and it was like 80 new artists, 600 new songs. Something like that. I need to do it again. It was like Tom Waits was mine. I'm gonna try attempt to draw an aim. No, I'll just do it with pen. Actually, it's too nerve-wracking. I was so bored until this stream started. Well, thank you. I'm surprised that you're not still bored, to be honest, because this is incredibly boring just watching me paint Luigi into Mario. So don't, also if you're ever painting, don't let your brushes stand still in water. It can end up, I think it de-shaped. It makes them lose their shape. So what I'm doing is I'm just using straight water and I'm painting over, I'm trying to remove the specks of paint on his dungarees just by using straight water. You can use nail polish remover for this. That's what I used to use, but I don't actually have any on me right now. But just be careful you don't remove some of the other paint that you've just put on there. That's not really working, but it's fine. What I could do is just paint them purple. I've probably got a purple colour that matches. Right, his hat is still wet, so I'm gonna wait. It's a little bit patchy. But you can see it. So now it's darker. Was that our last song? Oh my god, we still got so much to go. Okay, there we go. Should I paint Sonic next? I think he'd be, well, maybe not in the quills and stuff. He's got a little bit of dust in there. I should paint Sonic. Little Mac, I think, maybe a bit easier to paint. He's got a nice big black chunk here. Hey Space Duck, how are you? Big easy bit to paint over there, the shorts. Make it Amy you want, we'll paint him pink. Could do that. There's no pink Sonic skin though, unfortunately. I like Mac the way he is, to be honest. There's two of them. Make him Shadow. You're a good team. Make him Shadow. So that would mean his head would be black with like red stripes here, like on these 3 parts here. Is that how that would work? I can't remember how Shadow looks. Richter does look great. The Belmont amiibos I think are 2 of my favourites. They're just really detailed. You can see all the even like underneath on Simon's fucking butt cheeks, you can see detail. His thighs have got detail. The chain around his leg, the boots, the armor, Victor's armor as well. Even Victor's headband has details on it. Like just, you can even see like the ripples in it. They've even like put in the ripples. They could have just made it easily not like that. The whip is a little bit, like, you can move it quite, well, not that easily, actually. But, yeah, I really dig the Belmont figures. I think they look really good. Really like these 2. Even though Simon's just like, Victor, wait! I think I'd like to paint Wario. I don't know what to do with it. I really love the detail in the back. It says hurry up. You can see that. You can't really see it. It says hurry up. It's like a bomb. I apologise that normally you would get a quality stream, but instead you have to deal with my ugly mug. Right, that's still kind of wet. You had a May day. I'm sorry to hear that. You want to tell me about it? He's almost there. Almost there. How fucking long is this soundtrack? Dino had to disappear. He said that his Twitch was not working. He sent me a message just there. When in doubt, pinky out. No, now we're gonna make you listen to, well, after this is still not done. You know what an underrated soundtrack is? It's fucking Punch Out Wii. Honestly. Right, that's just about done. Okay. So I'll take my bigger brush again. What mic do you use? It's like Dakota something. It's pretty bad, I think. Is it good? Does it sound bad? You kind of scatterbrain it, but you can't really explain it. I mean, that's fair enough. We all have days like that where we just can't wrap our heads around it, you know? And that's just the way it is. But here you can be chill, or at least I hope you feel that you can be chill. I changed my mind, it actually has a pretty good soundtrack, this. I love that it's like supersonic racing and yet I'm painting Luigi to turn into Mario. Now what I'm going to do, there's a really stubborn part in Luigi's hat where you can really see the white. So I'm going to put a big, huge blob of paint on there. And that can act as a shadow, to be honest. You don't really need to, when you're doing stuff like this, you don't really need to worry about shadow and highlight and shit. You're just painting them another colour. So don't think too much about it. But if you're me, if you're fake like me, you know, you can just fucking, and you can always take it off as well. You can use nail polish remover and paint remover and things like that, but make sure you're careful with it because it probably can, I haven't experienced it personally, I haven't done it personally in a while, so it might be able to take off the original colour of it, so just be careful with that if you're using it. Just don't go overboard with it. And also be careful when you're breathing stuff like that in near you because it's very, it'll probably kill someone. Okay, that looks like shit, I love it. So I'm gonna wait till that dries. It's quite patchy on the hat. For some reason he's got this really stubborn part on his hat right here. Right here. You can't really see it. Where my brush is touching, he's got a really stubborn part. It's like you can paint it and you can see all the white. It's fucked up. So I'm gonna leave that to dry there. His hat is a lot darker than the rest of him. That's okay too. If you make a mistake, don't worry about it. As Bob Ross always says, you don't have mistakes, they're just happy little accidents. And he's completely true. You have PE tomorrow and you have to do it. Oh. I remember PE in high school. I remember having to do that fucking beep test. And I was so shit at it. I hated stuff like that because it was just a way to embarrass yourself. It's just like mandatory embarrassment. I hated that shit. Your status in high school is like determined by how fast you can run. The beep test or the bleep test was kind of low-key lit. Did you guys have that as well? I don't agree. It was not lit. I don't even remember what my score was. I could not tell you what it was. So Jesus, it's fucking hot. I was just thinking I should pull my sweater off because I normally do that when I'm streaming, to be honest, but then I was like, oh shit, no I can't. All we need is you. Nice. Alright, I think he looks quite good actually. I think he looks alright. Oh. Get out of here! You want to be famous? Maybe I should paint this one green because it's Mario. That'd be a bit hard, I think, with all the different bits on it. Click the link, man. Take one for the team. No, fuck that shit. It was so embarrassing. I was so bad at like PE in high school. And I always hated like, the thing about girls' changing rooms is like, it's just full of just these catty little bitches. It's not something I miss at all. But these are just years of your life and there's much better ones coming. I can promise that. Okay, Luigi's arms are dry. His hat will take a little bit to dry. I think I'm gonna go over it again with the Alizarin Crimson. I'll use the bigger brush again. We basically had fist fights in the boys' changing room. I remember, like, I don't know, it was fucking the boys in our school, man. I remember, swear, they would open the door to that changing room because the girls and boys' changing rooms were right next to each other. And I swear they would just open that door and you would smell it, the amount of stank teenage boy. And honestly, I was like, is someone... what if you actually died in there? In my school we did the bleep test and the push-up test thing and also the jump test and I have the record for all of them. Okay, Baki. Baki. Other tests determine your features are breaching privacy. I don't think the school fucking cares about that though, to be honest. Which is sad in one way and just... it's just stupid, you know, it doesn't measure anything. So it's a little bit darker and a little bit more even here now. The only thing I hate about being on webcam is how thin my lips are. I really hate that shit. What people didn't know was that I did MMA and I was a black belt, so I was cleaned house. My dad has a black belt in kickboxing, so that was how I learned some things. Why was this like the credit song of Sonic R? It's like a love song. Who's Sonic singing it to? Or suppose it would be Amy singing it to Sonic. You have a black belt in street fighting. Alright, there, Ryu. Oh my god, finally. No, we're gonna listen. This is so not worth listening to. His hat's still wet, so I'll wait. Do you guys even hear this? I hope not. You might start kickboxing / boxing. I'm kind of short, so everyone always tried to pick fights with me. It was the best. I'm short as well, but I mean, I just was verbally abusive to people. Well, no, that's not true. I wasn't abusive. It was not verbal abuse, but if someone wanted to fight with me or was like mean to me, I would just say something scathing back, you know, like... something really horrible that I said once was I was a lot younger. I was probably 10 or 11 when I said this. I think. And this guy used to bully me and pick on me. And it was always just like verbal stuff saying, oh, you're fat, you're ugly, blah, blah, blah. And he started trying it again and I just said to him, yeah, well, at least my mum loves me and isn't a junkie. I was like, and then as soon as it came out of my mouth, I was just like, oh shit. And he left me alone after that. And to this day, I still don't actually know if his mum was a junkie. I felt terrible, but he left me alone after that. And like to this day, I still don't know. So it was probably just totally wrong. I was a mean little bitch in high school. I wasn't a bully, but I was really not that nice to people a lot of the time. I was just so angry and full of teenage angst and stuff, and I would totally slap my teenage self now. I thought I knew everything. I thought I was the bollocks. When in reality, I was an untalented little nerd who would cry when playing Sonic Adventure, so I can't say shit to anyone else, you know what I mean? But you know, your teenage years they're definitely not like the worst years of your life, but they're the ones that should define you the least. Because you do so much dumb shit and you say a lot of dumb shit and you act like a little shithead a lot of the time, it's just better to just be like, no, I'm cool. If you don't want to slap your teenage self, then you've probably not grown up that much as a person. Now, I'm gonna just make this a bit more even looking, and then it'll be done. I'm gonna get the underside of his hat. Ugh. Alright, I think that's done, more or less. I sometimes smudge it with my finger, actually, to make it look a bit, that can smooth it out a little bit. But there's a very stubborn part in his hat that makes it look like there's a light shining down directly here. But I think I might just leave it like that. I'll go over it one more time. I get bullied by so many people, but then I put an end to it, but then straight after new people repeat the cycle, but I never start fights. I'm sorry that you're going through that. It sounds very difficult. I know it's not easy. It's never easy. I was absolutely that loser kid in high school, so I kind of want the other people. I know there's a lot of youngsters here. So I at least want it to be a safe space for people, dare I say. I'm debating over whether or not I should paint Sonic. Oh man, it's so warm in here. Funniest thing that happened was like there was this guy who just joined a year like S5, he was like 6 foot and I'm like 5'4", so he came over and was like, hey, wanna fight? Fully expecting me to back down. I said fuck yeah. He burst out laughing. At this point the fight circle formed around us. He was like, I give you a free hit, and leaned over that second. I threw one punch, he was on the ground. I bust open his nose, got sent home, but it's cool because we're like best friends now. At my boyfriend's school, I think someone threatened him or someone he knew with an axe. I was like seriously chasing them with an axe, but I'm pretty sure he went to a school where like all of the years were in like one room. I really don't like how that looks. I'm annoyed with that. So what I'm gonna do again. 5'4" is probably about the height I am. But I know it's not harder to be taller than me, so you're probably taller than I am. I'm gonna just blend out all that crimson. Someone threatened to stab me if I didn't give them my fidget spinner. Sounds like Scotland. But this was like after they were popular. Give me your fidget spinner, man. Can you imagine? God, the music in this game is just so much ass. I use a lot of fidget toys for my ADHD helps a lot. Yeah, I like stuff like that as well. I find it quite helpful. I don't think it's at the point I would threaten to stab someone over it. That's hilarious. Right, so what I'm going to do is put a lot of coats of paint on the hat because there's a really stubborn part there. So here's how he looks. I think he looks quite good. Alright, Flip, thanks for popping in. It was good to see you. I think he looks alright. I draw a wee M. This music is horrible. Why are we listening to this? Right, there's one good song in this game, it's this one. Persona 5 soundtracks. They're not like 4 hours long. I'm not planning to be live for that long. I don't even know what time it is. God, how is it fucking 10 past 10 already? Is the song called I Believe? Oh, it is. I'll cover that up as much as I can. Right, so leave that to dry. I don't think I'll manage to do, I'm in college, or the equivalent to that. And we have some tough guy that always tries to annoy people, and if you've drawn it wrong or tried to get back at me, put up a fight in an instant, he's a really short fuse. And after a while he began to test me. I'm a bit of a pushover with these kind of things, but before things could really go wrong, school decided to turn against almost the whole class. I don't know why punks like this think they need to act like that. I don't need to act like that. most people I know don't need to act like that. So... I'll never start a fight, but if we going, we damn well going, you know. I don't fight. I just fight with words. I'm known for sort of being, I would like to say quick-witted. It's very easy for me to just be like, as soon as someone insults me, it's very easy for me to just come back at them immediately with something. You know, it's even if it's just like, girl please, I ain't bothered, you know what I mean? It's something that I don't find hard, so when I don't need to do that, I'll just win with my words. Just get all this dust out of Sonic. With dudes, that shit don't fly. If you're insult, you're trying to start shit. You know what? I think sometimes just let people insult. It's not worth fighting with them, I think, personally. As soon as I feel like someone has to get physical, then I feel like they've already lost in a way. And that's funny to say that, considering that this guy is my all-time favourite. Almost everyone's part of a WhatsApp group. Me and Claire didn't post anything. I still could not be bothered with this nowadays. Like, people like that in school or stuff like that. Like, so like these tough guys. I would just like say fuck them. You know what I mean? I'm too busy here painting my figures. I ain't got time to get involved with some dumbasses. I'm bi, so that could mean two things. I mean, I get that though. Relatable. What are we gonna listen to next? This is what I'd rather be doing. Are you on the Isle of Armor? If you go to the sign beside the guy, it tells you like what areas the Diglets that are left are in. I think the hardest one for me was the like the swampland bit just beside the dojo. I don't know how you lose 150 of them, but I found them all again, and it was fucked up. Stupid questline. After a while, some of the idiots put some really distasteful stuff in it. A teacher found out and went directly to their superior with it, without giving people the chance to explain themselves. Everyone got shit in their permanent record for things they didn't say or chat. Ugh. So many schools just can't be fucking bothered with their students. But then again, they probably also don't have the resources to help them the way they would like to. I'm gonna paint Luigi's gloves white, which may sound redundant, and that's because it is. How do I make Shy Ninja like me? I mean, Kubfu. It's not a happiness evolution, I think. No, it's not a happiness evolution, if that's what you're thinking. Mustard said he needs to like me. No, it's not a happiness evolution. You just pick one of the towers that you want to. There's two different forms that it can evolve into when it evolves into Urshifu. It's either dark fighting or water fighting. As if people just posting like dumb memes or something, Space Duck. Right, so I'm gonna paint Luigi's dungarees because they're kind of a mess. I'm just gonna paint over them. So I don't want too much white, but I'm gonna paint the back of them white. And then I'll go over it with like blue or something. To this. One of my lecturers had a video from the hub bookmarked while screen sharing. Oh. And now you know them intimately in a way that you wish you didn't. Kind of, people made a bit of fun of teachers because what else do you expect? Someone posted underage crap as a group joke. That was probably the thing that, yeah, that's probably what made them go off, and they kind of have to, just in case, you know, these things have to be taken seriously, even when it's kind of like obviously a joke. Like, if you were a teacher and your students were posting that, you know, like, it's kind of, you know, you can see why they'd be worried about it, but, you know, just is what it is. Okay, so I'm painting all of Luigi's dungarees now white. And it's okay, you can see the purple underneath, that's fine. You don't need to make it completely solid white. You can if you want, it's probably better if you do, but you just don't absolutely need to. Just all the bits that you're going to paint them white. The class was just like, at least it's inclusive because it was a trans girl video, right? I remember that happened in my school as well. Not with a teacher, but with a student. They posted like a screen cap of something on Facebook. And everyone started laughing at them because it was a screenshot of their internet browser, and the second tab was like Pornhub. And it was like granny was the first word I remember. So everyone was laughing at them, and he was just like, oh, it's edited just for a laugh. And everyone was like, come on, dude. Come on, dude. You expect us to believe that now? Hail to the no. Yeah, you at least own it, you know what I mean? Just say I like seeing older women getting on. And if you do, then you do, who cares? As long as everyone involved is a fucking consenting adult, I just don't give a shit, really. Right, this is gonna be kind of hard painting the dungaree straps. Fuck yeah, that shit be fire. I know, right? May as well just own it. If you get any white on the red, that is fine. You can paint over it later. This tune is the Galar gym leader theme. Probably where half the budget went, to be honest. Oh shit, I've just got a big bunch of red on that. So what I'm going to do, I just paint a big dollop of white and just smooth that out. Make sure the brush is dry. If you make a mistake, make sure the brush is dry, take a big dollop of paint, and then thingy it out. You can always put another coat of white over it after. So there's... So now his dungarees are white. On the back. And we're going to paint over them with blue. Or a lighter blue. Jim Sterling's using the Bethesda dance. No, you can't, Twiddly. This is my favorite part. I mean, what else, you know, can you do? Space Duck, that's all that can be done, you know what I mean? You can catch them in raid battles, but they always have their hidden ability, which I don't necessarily like too much for one of them. Strong Jaw, I think, is a superior ability on Dracovish. So I've got to wait for Luigi to dry, so let me find the blue colour I want. After that tough guy opened up a lot more with everybody, got along better since we now have a common enemy. Yeah. So let me look. This music just signifies fucking death to me. I'm gonna use Cerulean Blue. That's probably too light for Mario dungarees. Actually, no, that's perfect. The only thing on my high school record was probably like a detention for being late all the time. I was always late for school. Right, so I'm going to put another coat of white over that after. And it has to be completely dry. When you're painting over the white needs to be totally dry. Like, totally. Otherwise it's going to mix in. and you'll get pink instead of red. Unless pink is what you're going for. I hate being on WorldCon. Honestly, I keep on like looking at myself. And I'm like, oh, that's my mug. That's my face. That's a whole ass mood, yeah. Nope. What about this one? Nope. Now, since we were here before... Since we were here last time. Ratchet and Clank has some cool tunes. Oh, I know what I want to listen to. I'm on such a Streets of Rage kick at the minute. Alright, now back in a minute, guys. I'm back. Oh, Streets of Rage 4 is pretty good. I bought it. My friend, who is also one of my mods, bought it for me yesterday, so I was really pleased. Is it too loud? Just tell me if it's too loud. Turn it a teensy tiny bit. Right, Luigi is still kind of wet, so I'll wait. His hat's also wet. Yes. So just touch it really gently with your finger. Oh, Streets of Rage. We'll get to that one sometime. Right, he's dry on the front. So I'm using cerulean blue. I'm going to use a smaller brush. Tap it against a napkin so that you can get all the extra paint out of it. Take just a tiny bit. In fact, no, he needs another coat of white. So if you're going to do like a lighter colour, put another coat of white over it. And it's okay if the white mixes in to make like a lighter blue because you're going to paint over it anyway. And make sure it's as white as possible. Why does your computer always keep turning on? For like 5 minutes. No worries, this is very casual anyway. When you're doing this, you can put bigger chunks of white as long as you even it out. It has to be a fairly even spread of white. And it's better if you do 2 layers of white actually, 2 or as many as you need to make it as. You're going to paint over it anyway, so just make it as even as you can. Okay. Eh? Oh. Hang on, my gosh. Sorry guys, I'm back. I'm gonna replay that song because I really like that song. Okay. And just to get rid of that pink spot. Got a nice big bit of white. And Luigi is back. Now the paint only takes a few minutes to dry. Alright, there he is. And his hat is still quite damp, wet. Okay. I'm wondering, how does this look? Put it on already blue. I can't really see it. Alright, so I've got to wait for Luigi to dry again, but it dries quite quickly, so... I really want to go, I really want to play Streets of Rage actually. My friend bought me Streets of Rage 4. It looks really cool. Welcome back, Twiddly. It looks really cool and I really want to play it, but I think I would like to play through the... Oh. Refresh the stream, guys, just in case. It should be alright. Yeah, we're back. I'm just waiting for Luigi to dry. But yeah, I really want to play through Streets of Rage 1, 2, and 3, probably on stream. I haven't played Streets of Rage in about... I haven't played Streets of Rage in about 15 years. It's been a long time. And Toe Jam and Earl, we've got to do Toe Jam and Earl sometime. Have you decided if Smash Bros is happening? I can do a little bit of Smash. This is probably really boring for most people, so... But not a lot, though. I would just be on for maybe about half an hour or so. You recently went back to play when they hold up really well. Streets of Rage. So to tell if the paint is, you can paint over it safely, press your finger into it. You can also tap it lightly with your finger. If any paint comes off, it's obviously too wet. Press it in. If no paint comes off, it's fine. So I'm gonna paint over Luigi's hat one last time. Then it should be done. Yeah, I really want to play Streets of Rage again, because like I said, I haven't played them in like 15 years. that's about done, apart from the hat. Apart from the body, I mean. So, a lot of white came off there, so he's not ready yet, but the front has dried quite well. So take my small brush, the really tiny one, and I'll start with the blue. I don't know if I'll manage Smash tonight. At any rate, if I'm not on tomorrow, I'll be on Friday. And I'm thinking maybe we should do something for Dino's birthday. Because, you know, he was mentioning it and said his birthday was kind of low-key. So I thought it might be nice to maybe do something, but I'm not really sure what I can do. So you'll notice the blue is going to be very, very light. That's okay, you can paint over it with a darker blue, just as you've done with the red. You can start colouring in. Oh. So the obviously smaller parts are quite hard to paint. I got one of those mini Mega Drives that can play original cartridges. Do you know what his favourite game is? No, I don't. I think, you know, I want to just say that it was Smash, but I also don't think it is Smash. If I found out what it was, I could maybe do like a little surprise thing. But it's also not much of a birthday gift, is it, you know? Streamer plays game I like. So I can use a bigger brush for this. If you could do something with it that has co-op, maybe write a fun birthday card. Yeah, I mean, all I'm probably going to do is send them a funny video that I sent to everyone on their birthdays. If it's been your birthday and I haven't sent you this video, please tell me so I can send it to you because it's very funny. At least it's my sense of humour. I'll just be like, hey, Dino, hope you like Streets of Rage. Which is probably a franchise that's probably older than a lot of people in this chat, to be honest. Now, you'll notice that the blue is quite patchy, but that's okay, because you're going to paint over it again. It's still a little bit wet on the back. Test it with another finger. Yeah, it's still a tiny, tiny bit, so I'll just continue to paint over to add on the blue. Try and get an even coat of blue, or whatever colour you're using. And that way it's easier to paint over on the second coat. Like, try and get everything with the same sort of consistency, the same pattern. Okay, I can just feel that with my finger. And you can start. I'm not actually sure what Dino's favourite game is, but if anyone else wants me to do something like that, you can tell me what your favourite game is and I'll try and stream it. It's always fun when a streamer does something really cool that you can engage with in a meaningful way. How about Rayman 2? What console is that on? I don't think I have... On my birthday we have to play a Dark Souls game. Christ. If you provide Dark Souls, I'll at least try it out. There's a Steam sale going on right now. No, I'm just kidding. It's on everything. The last Rayman I played was the PS1 Rayman. Oldie McGoldie here. Okay, so now you can see he looks it's a bit more blue, so he looks a bit more like Mario instead of like that sort of dark purple. Looks quite good. The sale ended oh, did it end? Wait, that was only on for like 2 minutes then. What the fuck? Right, so I'll wait for the blue to dry. We've completed the first one. I gave my friend Resident Evil 4 for their birthday. Did they like it? So I'm gonna check if I've got a yellow. I just need a basic yellow. This one will do. Preferable more golden sort of yellow. This one is just called Cad Yellow. Cadmium Yellow. I've played all these Dark Souls games a minimum of 10 times each. I've played Platinum, Bloodborne, I hate myself. So with Cad Yellow, I'm just gonna take a tiny brush, and you're only gonna use this like for 2 dots. So take quite a big amount, not completely full, but just enough to leave enough of an impression. I love the environmental music in Rayman 2. My favourite type of music like that is the music in the Oddworld series. So all you're going to do with this yellow is the 2 dots on his dungarees. You're just going to paint this yellow. And that's it. And if you're going to do it, if you paint over them accidentally with the blue, then that's completely okay as well. I also 100% with Persona 5. One of my hugest stream plans is to do a Xenoblade 100% run. If you've ever played Xenoblade, you, like, to the end, you know how much of a disgustingly long feat that is. I mean, the blue's still quite wet. So I'll leave that for now. Xenoblade is probably one of the best games I've ever played in my whole life, if not the best. I cannot recommend it enough to people. I recommend the PC version. People say the Dreamcast version is the best overall, but PC is easier to get. I'll have to try that out. Yeah, otherwise it's an emulator. To be that bitch, I usually do. Great. A lot of things just aren't accessible. There is one game I am absolutely dying to be on Steam. It's not on Steam. I find it strange that it isn't on Steam. I will give VIP to anyone who can guess what game it is. There's a game, I find it extremely difficult to find an emulator for it. Or to find a working ROM op. Or a working ROM on it. And I only find it weird it's not on Steam because the prequel of the first game is on Steam, but the sequel, which was infinitely superior, is not on Steam. It's not The World Ends With You. VIP to anyone that gets it. I will give you a hint, it's a Sega game. Or at least it was published by Sega. I don't know if it was actually made by Sega, but it was like a Sega game. I just spilled cider on my face. What console? It was originally on the Xbox. And it's a game that just desperately needs attention because it's honestly one of the best games I've ever played in my whole life. It's completely in my top 5. It was absolutely in my top 5. Time Splitters? No. I mean, you're a VIP in Discord anyway, but yes. Acrylic paint dries quite quickly, so you don't need to wait too long to do this. Yeah, it was on the original Xbox. Don't ever remember where I live. I haven't played the Xbox in years. I never had a 360. It was kind of the console that passed me by, and that confuses me because there were so many fucking games for the Xbox and 360. Shenmue? No. Shenmue? I can't pronounce it. Shenmue? I don't know. It's not that anyway. Outrun? No. I don't know if it was actually made by Sega, but it was probably, I think it was published by Sega, but I don't know if like they made it. I think it was like I don't know. Destroy All Humans? No. In fact, who was it that made it? Okay, yeah, it was published by Sega, but it was made by another company. Jet Set Radio, yes, it was Jet Set Radio. Jet Set Radio Future is in my top 5 games of all time. The day it makes it to Steam, I will just fucking shit all over the floor or something because I will be streaming that ASAP. It is one of my favourite games of all time. The original Jet Set Radio, Jet Grind Radio is on Steam, and it fucking was so disappointing because the game plays like fucking molasses. It's so slow. Jet Set Radio Future was like infinitely superior. So, fuck that shit. Jet Set Radio Future, it seems like now Space Duck, you might know something about this because it doesn't seem to be original Xbox emulators. I'm surprised I got that. I mean, honestly, I don't think it's like people don't expect you to say that Jet Set Radio Future is one of their favourite games of all time, but it is for me. It's in my top 5, absolutely no doubt, if not the top 3. It is so much fun. I love that game. I feel like all the songs in Streets of Rage are like the same but different, but I like them, they're all so good. Right, he's dry. I heard CXBX is okay, but that might be for 360. Yeah, it's because it's because it's like the old Xbox, it's like the original Xbox it was out on, so there's not an emulator. But I would be surprised if there wasn't a 360 emulator. But I don't think Jet Set Radio could be played on that. Although someone who had the console may be able to correct me on that. because I am absolutely dying to play it again. If I have to emulate it, so be it. And I just fucking wish they would put it on Steam. I don't think it was ever released on Dreamcast. The Jet Grind Radio is the original, Jet Set Radio Future is the sequel, and that's the one I want to play, and I don't think it was on Dreamcast. I think it was only released on like the original Xbox. Which is shit because it's such a good game, it's so underrated, it's honestly one of the best games ever made. And that's not something I ever say lightly, to be honest. Anyone who knows more about that than I do. But can Xbox 360 not play original Xbox games? Jet Set Radio came out on the Dreamcast, yes, the original Jet Set Radio did. It was also known as Jet Grind Radio. The sequel, Jet Set Radio Future, I don't think came out on the Dreamcast, is what I'm saying. But anyone who had a Dreamcast or Xbox 360 could preferably help me out on that. It was called like Jet Grind Radio in the US and Jet Set Radio in in Europe or something, but it was the same game. Jet Grind Radio was just the US title for it. It's on Steam under Jet Grind Radio, but Future is not. The sequel is not on there, and the sequel is infinitely superior to the original. Like, I cannot stress, that is a complete case of the sequel being better than the original, like, but miles better. It was basically just the original one on steroids. It was just, and every single thing about it was better. The music was better, the controls were better, the characters were better, the story was longer, the levels were better, everything about it was better. I cannot sing its praises enough. I don't know what it was about it. I bet I would play it now and absolutely hate it, is the thing. I'm a Sega, Nintendo, PlayStation guy. Yeah, so am I. Not as much PlayStation nowadays though. I'm kind of put off a lot by modern video games. I mean, I say modern, it's merely just like AAA big releases, AAA big releases. Everything's always so huge and everything's open world and everything's got to be visually stunning, and I kind of just... Sometimes I miss just a basic platformer, you know what I mean? I don't know, it's kind of like, why is it always like this now, you know what I mean? Alright, I'm gonna go back to the card yellow. But can the Xbox 360 play games that were only on the original Xbox? Because you know how there were two. So how about the card yellow? And just be extra careful. Let's just want to dot it right on his nipple. Just literally just dot it. There. Let that paint stick out a little bit. Alright, okay. Alright, and I think he's done. I can probably do one more layer of coat of blue on the back. But I think that looks pretty good. It's very patchy. But yeah, that's the thing, Space Duck. I don't even know if there is a reliable Xbox emulator. The only one I've heard of is the one that Twiddly mentioned, the like CX, BX, whatever it's called. But I don't know if it's getting a lot of love. I want to say. The game Jet Set Radio Future is backwards compatible on 360 Boomer or to any official Microsoft hard drive installed into the... Well, if someone gets it working, let me know, because I will be streaming that ASAP. I mean, short of me just finding my original Xbox and playing Jet Set Radio Future that way and capture carding it, I don't see any other way to do it. No, that's not a feasible option, really, but it's not really, because my Xbox, I don't even think works anymore. I may not even have that copy of Jet Set Radio Future anymore, because we had it on a disc that was like with several other games on it. It was the full game, but but I did not like Jet Grind Radio until on Steam. I tried it, it was the most disappointed I think I've ever been in a whole game. It was just so inferior to Future. Jet Set Radio Future in every way, honestly. Really was not okay with it. It just plays like absolute, like you're wading through molasses. I was really not a fan of it. Not at all, unfortunately. It's covered in fucking paint. I think that looks pretty good. It's better on Dreamcast. It probably is. I may just do like emulate it on Dreamcast or something. I think that looks pretty good. The Steam port is fucking horrible. I remember I was getting really technical with like, why is this running so badly? And people were saying that the original game didn't really run like that, so I don't know. All of the Streets of Rage soundtracks are on Spotify. I would be downloading that ASAP. This is the bad ending soundtrack, I think.
Butcher? What happened?
Shut up. Often Sonic Adventure runs fine on Steam, so I don't know why Jet Set Radio. I don't know. It's just such a terrible port. I think the port of Sonic Adventure 2 is horrendous on Steam. It is always crashing. But that's of Sonic Adventure 2. I don't really know how. I have Sonic Adventure 1, but personally I think it's just, I don't really like Sonic Adventure 1 as much as I like 2. If I revisited it, I'd probably like it, and there's a lot of nostalgia there, but like, you know, nostalgia's not really enough to make me play something. Like, I revisited Mario Sunshine about a year or so ago, and was like, because I have really fond memories of it. And I played it, and I just instantly hated it. I was like, this was so much more enjoyable in my head. You know what I mean? Like when the memory is just better than the reality of it. Some cost way too much and most of the soundtracks are completely playable on Spotify. I know. I agree. This is the bad ending soundtrack, isn't it? You became the bad guy. Who was your favourite in Streets of Rage? Out of the three main characters, who's your favourite one? Oh, listen to that, it's so Genesis. That bass. I still hate the fact that I have a game called Anime Standing on Steam because someone gifted it to me and I thought it would be funny. Nope, it was just hentai. I bought a game for actual real money. It was about £1 and it was called like Neko Arena. And you play as a cat girl. Like shooting other cat girls, and it was completely ridiculously stupid and it was horrible. I thought it would be funny. It was funny maybe for about 20 seconds and I was like, I want my £1 back. Adventure 1 is a bunch of mods that remedy pretty much all problematic things concerning glitches and how the game runs. I'll have to mod it probably quite extensively to make it fun again, because Adventure 1 was just such a clusterfuck for me. I played it all the way through like a couple of times, but I don't know, it was fun for maybe about a minute twiddly. I would not put too much faith in a game like that. So it's a little bit patchy at the back, but I'll probably go over it with one more coat of paint. Otherwise, I think he looks pretty good. Quite happy with that. Rayman 2 is a hilarious thing. We have to choose between a hoard of gold or to get something else, and when you choose the money, you get game over with a funny cutscene. It was just Death Stranding. Oh, Death Stranding with that. Oh yeah, Anime Stranding. Right, okay. Yes, I understand. Ah. We move on to Streets of Rage 2. I don't understand. I thought Adam was like a grown-ass guy. Why? Oh, I don't remember. I will link you to my Steam because I have a really stupid name on Steam. Hang on, let me just log in. I kind of like doing these more chill streams. Just chilling, even though I'm always really self-conscious about being on webcam. This is me. This is my Steam. Oh god, I have so many screenshots. What's this tune? Oh, I'll keep that up. I love that Sega Genesis sound to things. My anxiety was off the dark charts when I was on call with you and Sam. It's so easy to say to others that they don't need to be anxious, but when it's like with yourself, you're always like, oh no, but this, but that, and it's like, it applies to us as well, you know? Hi Flip. I don't like talking to people because my voice is weird and annoying. Your voice is weird and annoying. My voice is weird and annoying. Fucking hell. Hi Rob. Hey Rob! Check it out. He joins me. I said I would maybe do Smash, but now it's kind of late, so I can't really be bothered now. I'm just chilling now. You have a very nice voice. Thank you. I don't like my voice at all. It's very, Did I get you? Did I add you? Hang on. Yo, can you add me? Yes, yeah, we should be friends. Studiopolis remix, so I'm gonna keep that one up as well. Out of all the Smash streamers I watch, I think you sound the most comfortable chatting to people. Kiers is good in that way. Yeah, Kiers is really chill. Nothing seems to like sort of bother him. Except when he like SDs. Rob, I painted my Luigi amiibo. He's now Mario. Here's how he looks. That should be illegal. Poor Luigi. I've also painted, not this, I painted these ages ago, I didn't do these tonight. I've also painted my Rosalina. She's pink instead of blue. My Link is half and half. He's half Fierce Deity and half Dark Link. Which I thought was cool because I couldn't decide if I wanted to do Dark Link or Fierce Deity Link. So I did half and half. I kind of love the accent. I hate my accent. I hate it even more. Well, Flip, I'm just across like the water from you, so. It's obviously because I'm so devastatingly beautiful. I love accents. My partner is Canadian. Canadians are cool though. Kinda want to paint Ike a little bit. I've got Ike as well. I've also got my guy. I mean, it's kind of... I'm really shy in real life. Shy in real life, and I'm very quiet. But, when I'm sort of like on stream, it's a bit easier to just sort of... It's kind of easier to just sort of let go a little bit and sort of just chill. And when you're with people that are just like, hi, how are you? You know, I find it easier to just sort of... It brings out a good side of me. You know, it's, how do you explain it? It's kind of hard to explain, but... You know, I'm just sitting here, like, literally in the computer room, I guess. I'm just sitting here, talking into my microphone. And it's very easy for me, but in real life, I'm a lot quieter and much shyer. I'm really a huge introvert and I really need my own time and I need my own space. So I think that's why streaming suits me, because I can choose when I want to stream. Considering my country and the definition of blank, it's nice to hear something that isn't the norm. Well, thank you. I really don't like my accent when I speak Norwegian either. It's really obvious to me. You know, it's just like really... I'm just staring at my amiibos right now, like which one should I paint next? Are you from the Netherlands? My whole setup is in my kitchen. My kitchen is just in there. We'll get a tour of the poison house. I'll paint another coat over that Luigi. I've heard Rob speak. I like his accent. He didn't really sound how I expected him to sound. Check Steam. What am I doing on Steam? Oh. Thank you. Thank you, Twiddly. Oh, it's anime standing, not anime stranding, like Death Stranding. Thank you. You must suffer as well. I have an Irish accent, but it isn't an Irish accent. People will call my way of speaking... I can't pronounce any of those words. Algemeen bekend Nederlands, which means general well-known Dutch. That was my attempt at using Dutch. So it's really easy to paint an amiibo, as I've done with this one. All the parts of the amiibo you're going to paint them white first, use acrylic paint. Paint it white, use 2 coats or 3 coats of white, wait till it's completely dry. And then you can go over it with the colour you want. So I'm just going to use a basic blue. This one I'm using, this is a different one. This is light blue. I'm just using a tiny bit. And that'll just make it like nice mix of blues. You spoke Netherlands the right way. That's not the right colour of blue, but fuck it. To make it less patchy, you need to do several coats. panning coke. How do you say that? Lí slík cowrin timbras biste. Og what a panics in the briste. Leidna start I was a hasty. With Brickrin Brau. With Murdering Prowl. I always found Scots very hard to speak. I could never get the hang of Scots. I found it very, very difficult. I still do find it very difficult. This music is great. Streets of Rage gang. Scottish and Northern Irish are very similar. Are you Northern Ireland? I'd be later in St. Chasty with Murder and Prattle. Where's Muffle when he needs him, Jeezo? He loves Scottish people. Or loves me. Where's that blue I used? It's pancake but different. This is cerulean blue. Less thick and bigger. No, I can just put the paint there. So wait on Luigi to dry. He's a little bit lighter blue. Can't really see it too well. Webcam's pretty shitty. So when you're using paint and putting it in water, don't leave your brush standing like this because it'll fuck up your brushes. That's if you're interested in this at all, but I'm just going to explain it anyway, so fuck it. I'm not Northern Irish, but I know people are. A bunch of our lecturers in uni were like Northern Irish. I always preferred the sort of what'd you call the Southern Irish accent, I guess. Alright, Floop. Thanks for that you're able to pop in. Bye bye. And take care of yourself out there. So all I need to do is wait for Luigi to be dry. You need to wait until it's completely dry. But acrylic paint dries really, really quickly. There you go, you can see if you press your finger against it, no paint comes off, which is a good sign. Oh god. It's fucking hot. You have the southwestern Irish accent. I would love to tell you what that was, but I obviously don't know. I think this is the one I want to listen to of this. You'll notice that I squint a lot. I'm quite short-sighted. I've been told I was Irish once, like I've been told I was Irish. I've been told I have a mix of Scottish, English and Canadian. No, I don't hear that in any, I just hear that you're Scottish, I don't really hear English or Canadian. But you're not like a, alright, what are you doing, mate? Scottish, you know, you're kind of like, you're not like that. Like where I come from in Scotland, that's how a lot of people talk, like, oh mate. And I'm just like, shut up, man. Just like Joe Biden at the fucking election, or the debate, I should say. So I'm gonna just start painting. I got told once I was too, my ex-boyfriend once actually, he got told he sounded too polite to be Scottish. I've been told I sound posh, but I don't hear it. Well, I mean, if they mean by posh that you don't sound like a Ned, then yes, I would agree, but I would be the same because I've been told that I'm posh as well, just because I'm from the West Coast. Is this not a D Antwoord song? This is a D Antwoord song. Does anyone listen to them? D Antwoord? I swear. It fucking is. Fuck off me. I'll kick you. Fuck out. It is. It's fucking. It is a D Antwoord song. They fucking sampled it. No, not that. That's an advert. I'm gonna get DMCA'd for this. All I can say is, D Antwoord, I went to go see you live, so don't DMCA me. It's that band with that creepy girl with the hair and Ninja. That creepy girl. Listen. It fucking is. This is Streets of Rage. Well, this is that's the instrumental one. It's this song, it is, it's D Antwoord. Anyway. We can get back to it. Alright, what was I doing? Painting Luigi. I can say with confidence that I definitely prefer the Streets of Rage version over the D Antwoord one. Now I'm a nerd instead of a Ned. I always hated wee Neds that went to my school, they were just such shitheads. I think this is with this coat it will be done. We had fucking gangs, it was funny as shit, it was just a bunch of 15-year-olds acting hard in front of the S1s. Pathetic. Get them to challenge me to a game of Smash and we'll see how tough they are. Alright, and with that, I think Luigi. I bet a couple of teachers at Super Smash Bros. Melee once when they brought it into school. Only because I was the best person at it. And even then. But nowadays I could never play Melee. I would just be so bad at it. But I'd be amazing at Ultimate. Well, I like to think I'm decent at Smash Ultimate. Alright. And that, Luigi, is done. All I need to do is draw the aim on, but I'm going to do that with a pen because my hand's not steady enough to draw a fucking minuscule aim on it. Here he is, this is how he looks. His head looks a bit murky at the back, and that's because I used a darker colour of paint. But I can paint over it probably again. You can just keep adding more and more coats to it until it's the consistency that you want it to be. Yeah, no, I think that looks pretty good. Alright. Alright, guys. I feel like I've hardly been live Like, I've been live for almost no time at all, but it's been basically almost 3 hours. This is the longest I have ever gone with just having me on the stream. Like, just my face. No video games, no nothing, just me. So I'm going to consider that a leap in the right direction for my own sort of thing. And I normally consider myself a very confident person when it comes to my looks, especially. I'm usually alright in that department. Everyone's got their off days, of course, but like, this is the first time I've ever done something like that, because I never ever do face cam. I used to do it a little bit before, but I stopped because I noticed that I was always looking at the webcam. And I was always like, oh, how do I look? How do I look? How do I look? Do I look good? You know. So it was very liberating, will I say, in that sense. But yeah, I've been live for almost 3 hours, and it's now 11:30, so I think I'm going to have the rest of my cider, take a shower and go to bed, probably. This is a lot of fun, actually. I really liked doing a chill little stream like this. Yeah, I think that's probably it for now, tonight, actually. I really enjoyed doing that. I might do it more and more, but I think next... I think if I was going to paint another one, it would probably be this one. Probably Sonic. I'm not really sure what to do with him, though. I don't know, maybe I'll just buy a canvas and just do a Bob Ross tutorial. But I really want to make him a pink boy. I may do. So I might do pink or black. But I really want a Cloud amiibo, and I really want a Terry Bogard one. I would like to have I was gonna say the Belmonts, and I realised I was looking right at them. But I'm not too sure about that. You can sit there, man. Yeah. No, never mind. Okay. Maybe you can sit on my shoulder. But yeah, I think I'll do this a lot more. It was really fun. I'm gonna pre-order the Byleth one. Yeah. I'm thinking that I may do stuff like this more, just for chillness. If I can't think of anything to play, I could just shove on the webcam and just paint something or draw something or whatever. Oh yeah, that's right, I never showed off my little book thing. I'll be back in just a sec. It's been chill, I like it. I'm glad that you guys do. So I have this sort of art journal thing. Gotta wreck this journal. I've covered it. It used to be completely blank. I've covered it in stickers. And I did a lot of painting inside of it. But it's really old. I've been working at it for years. My style is a lot different than it used to be. I'll try and find some video game ones so that you guys can recognize it. Well, this one I really like. I did a map of... It comes up with like instructions on each page, but I usually just try and paint over them if I can. So this was one, it's like a map of, it's like the Hobbit. We should do it like that. No, that way, so you can see it. I actually painted this with tea, believe it or not. This is actually, it's actually tea. I didn't drink the tea afterwards, don't worry. That's actually my hand. You can see that. It's actually my hand. It fits perfectly over mine. Well, it used to. Yeah, it said paint something with coffee, so I used tea. I like this one. This is one of my favourite ones that I did. Picture of Iceland. Because I visited Iceland a couple of years ago, about 6 years ago now. Here's one. This is not really... I saw someone draw this picture of Link and I thought it was just so good that I just sort of copied it from the reference. So, if you can see that one. Maybe that way. Looks quite cool. Can't really see it too well. This one was also just a picture someone drew that I thought was really cool, so I thought I'd just copy it as well. Not like trace them, but just sort of do it in my own way. I also decided to draw, this is all the Smash characters. Again, I used a lot of references for these ones. You can see it like that. They're not very good. I've grown a lot as, you know, since then. And I think I'm a lot better as an as a drawer now. And this is a Fierce Deity one because I'm obsessed with the Fierce Deity of Zelda, and he's my favourite guy ever, ever, ever. What was you mean? Okay. This one. Oh yeah, I remember drawing that when I was away. Jigglypuff. I know that there is some Final Fantasy VII scene in here somewhere. But I can't think of where. It's just two girls. But nowadays I tend to just draw like entirely in black and white. I try not to add a lot of colour. I like just sort of doing line art. And I think the catalyst for that was actually Berserk, the manga. And then this was the... looking hella chunky. Bruh. It's a compliment, okay. This one is Link and Dark Link. If there's anything I live for, it's zombie Dark Link. And then that's about it in this book. Yeah, that was about it. Well, calling someone chunky usually isn't a compliment, so, but at least in my own experience. Yeah, so this has been really cool to do actually. I have to get back to drawing, but I haven't really got the confidence to do so. I mean, you don't have to show it to anyone either. You can just draw for yourself, you know what I mean? That's the only reason I ever used to do it. I never show, I mean, I like to sort of show them off because I'm proud of them, but I'm not really doing it for that, you know, I'm doing it for me, and I think that's the only reason that you should do it, is because you want to do it. That's about the only reason. But I really like the classic manga style, like Astro Boy. I'm really into like Berserk style anime personally, like Junji Ito. Berserk, Akimetsu style. Akimetsu is one of my favourite manga ever, and I recommend it to everyone. It's really cool. Oh my god, Sam. Thank you so much for the fucking whopping 300 bits. Thank you so much. Aw, that's so sweet of you. Thank you so much. What does that mean that you shared rewards to 3 others? You got the emotes. What does that mean? Does that mean that others can use the emotes? So if you have... So there's the King Dice emote. Oh wait, no, hang on. Hang on, is it not? It's Poison 23 Baki is the Baki emote. Poison 23D, yes, it's Poison 23D. For the King Dice emote, there's the Baki emote. Okay. But that was so kind of you. Thank you so much. I hope you had bits to spare because you should be using them on a real streamer. But yeah, this is really fun, and I would like to do more stuff. Like, I don't think I'd ever do drawing on stream because it's just not. I think it would be something I'd be very, very self-conscious about. I'd be like constantly like, these people are fucking judging me for my inability to draw, or that it takes me so long to draw anything. Besides, I think I like sort of using a pen and paper, you know what I mean? I like line art, like sort of just black and white line art. I don't think I'm so good at using colour. I know, but I feel like there's so many other streamers that deserve it more than I do. You know. Is the dishwasher open, or is that like a cupboard that's meant to be open? Well, back there. Yeah, so my dishwasher opens automatically when it's done. I've just left it there. I'll go clear it out in a minute. When I'm done, actually. Why? What's wrong with the dishwasher being? It opens automatically. Oh god. Automatic opening dishwasher, yes. It's kind of freaky. It always freaks me out if it's on late at night and I'm still up. I'll just hear this thing opening and I'm like, and then it's just like the dishwasher. You know. But yeah, it opens just by itself. But yeah, I've never done a stream like this before when it's just been no game, it's just been my face the entire time. I've never done stuff like that before. It's really nerve-wracking, to be honest. Especially when people come in and say that you look chunky. It's kind of intimidating a little bit. But I'm really happy with how Luigi, dare I say red Luigi, or Mario Luigi, I guess, turned out. I'm happy with how he looks. But I think something, just a small detail, like the poses in Smash Ultimate, like this, and I think Link is the best example of this. I think the poses are so sort of boring, they're kind of flat. You know, Luigi's just like got his arms flanked to his sides, and he's got this sort of vacant look on his face. And Link is like looking down, and he's just sort of skipping. And what I like more about the poses in Smash Ultimate for like the portraits are that they're very animated. Like, not literally, but you know, Link has like got his arm back like this with his sword, and he's like ready for action. It's the same with Little Mac's one. Like this one, he's just kind of like, you know, but in his Ultimate one, he's like, he's ready to fight, you know. So that's what you know, Richter's one I really dig, because he's just ready to just fuck, you know, he's ready to fuck up. He's ready to fuck up Drac, and he's just ready to fuck. that shit. Simon as well. Simon's got the best one. He's whipping that whip and he's pointing. It's just awesome. You know, if it'd be in Smash 4, his pose would just be like... Oh, you're talking to me? I think Ganondorf's is pretty similar from game to game, but he's very sort of, you know, he's very tough, so his is just him going like this, you know. And it's not much different in Ultimate either, but that's fine, that's fine. But I like the ones for, yeah, it's just a small detail, but I think it's something that, you know, I think you get less nervous after a couple of live streams. People are generally not judgmental, criticise people just because. I know, like, 99% of people are fine, but there's always that lingering thing in the back of my head, in the back of your head, like, what are these fucking bitches, you know? But this is a big step outside my comfort zone. You know, I feel like there's a reason I don't have face cam on all the time. And it's because I always sort of look at the webcam to see how I look, and I change myself to look the way that I want to look. This music's fucking horrible. No offense, Streets of Rage. Well, Streets of Rage 3 were on there, I didn't even realise. I don't know, because I usually feel quite confident with my looks, so that's not really that. I don't really know what it is. What will we listen to? I'm getting all these like fucking Coronation Street videos in my recommended because like I watched one video from like this. Now don't ask me why I watched it. It was like fucking Coronation Street, which I hate. So I don't know why. I just got curious and I was like, I'm gonna watch this scene. Watched it. It was just like, oh. And then it's just everyone I recommend, like, Maria pushes so and so down the stairs, and I'm like, I don't know who these, I don't know these people. Why do I care? But you know, it's very it's so fucking warm in here. But it's very annoying. I don't know who the fuck Maria even. I don't know. I don't even think there's a character in it called Maria. I just made that up. Fuck if I know, to be honest. But, I've seen Twiddly's e-boy phase. But you saw the photo of me hugging a Cloud Strife body pillow, so we all get to laugh at something today. Now I don't have anything else to do. I should have ended the stream ages ago, actually. The e-boy one is worse. Nah, you're perfectly fine. The curse of having fucking... It doesn't look like it looks like it, but my hair is really, really fucking thick. It's been so hot in my... It's so warm in my house. I think it's just because it's really cold outside. But it's fucked up. Imagine if this was the future of the stream, that I just talk. But it's very easy for me to talk like this. You know what I mean? Damn girl, you got some thick ass hair, isn't my go-to pickle. I mean... I guess that would be a compliment. This cider is this is Norwegian cider. You can see that. It's called Grevens. But yeah, tomorrow I'm going to be working more on my essay. I'm almost done. And then on Friday it's over and I'm done for Christmas until Jan, and I don't have to do any more studying until January. And thank the fucking Lord for that, to be honest. Now I can just focus on job searching for the meantime. And I have to say that I'm absolutely terrified about that because of Brexit. But, you know, we'll just have to see how it goes. Streaming games and giving your opinions about stuff is also pretty nice. But it also depends on the game if I'm interested to watch. Yeah, I mean, not everyone is going to be interested in absolutely everything that you stream, so I mean, that's fair enough. I've had people who would, like, follow me because I was streaming something that they really liked, but for other games they wouldn't show up for other games. So I'm grateful to have people that have started doing that. It really, big time, means a lot to me. But yeah, so I think I'm going to head off now and do my thing. I don't know what I'll do. I enjoy my cider and go for a tidy up and stuff like that. So that was how to paint an amiibo. A lesson from me, from Luigi to Mario. I'm so lucky my college is giving me money every week for just being there, because getting a job is like impossible right now. I mean, dare I ask how it is, you know what I mean? It seems really, it's really difficult. It's hard over here too. You're competing with people who are really, really good and have a lot of experience and who are very, very highly educated. It's very, very difficult. I've applied for so much stuff that I would absolutely kill someone for. But it's like, what's the point even, it feels like? It's just like, oh, they're just gonna say no, what's the point of applying, even though I've done everything that I possibly can do, and then even to just know that my best is still not enough, you know? Everyone is scared of another lockdown. So nowhere is hiring when they are. It's like really experienced people. I can understand that. Poisson Grill, hey Stigu, how you doing? I'm 18, so I'm kind of fucked. I know, I feel bad for a lot of youngsters, and I'm not much older than you are. So I understand it, you know, I don't have that much experience. The only jobs I've ever had have been here in Norway. I've never had a paying job in Scotland, and that's because I was studying and I was too lazy to find a summer job. I've done like voluntary stuff, but nothing that I think would be really that helpful. You can work for me, but I don't have it to work for anyone. Oh well, if anyone's a recruiter in the chat, I sent actually someone I met from Kira's stream is a Norwegian recruiter, but they live in England. And I said to her, look, could you just like look over my CV for me? I really would appreciate it. And she was like, yeah, sure, just send it over. And she was like, oh, it looks really good. You could, you know, it's very, in Norway, our CVs are very concise. And it's very, they're very short. It would literally just be like a list. And like yeah, so my CV is just like a picture of me, my name, contact details, like experience with them, blah blah blah. Has experience with like customer service, jobbveiledning, og jobber med forskjellige typer kulturer, type ting. Og så so I just realized I was speaking Norwegian. Under that is like education list, work experience list, and then like MISC, which is just like language skills, English and Norwegian. Microsoft Office type, like data skills and stuff like that. It's just like a list, just virtually just a list. And my cover letter, she helped me work on that as well. She even sent me it, but she was like, oh, I'm going to send you like a revised version. I was like, oh my god, that was so great of her to do that. And she fixed all my Norwegian errors. She fixed all my Norwegian errors. She fixed she told me like, oh, put something here about blah blah blah, and I was like, it's gonna be really really long. And then when I sent it again to the person, it like wasn't that long. So I thought that, you know what, that's the best I can do. There really isn't anything else to add to this that would be relevant. Otherwise, it would just be like too long. Your CV is 3 pages. That's way too long. And I did like I do like a voluntary thing as like a job mentor. So I'm working with immigrants. It's like a voluntary position. I'm working with immigrants to like develop their CVs and cover letters and stuff. And it's probably different here in Norway than it is in the UK. But I'm encouraging my current client, will I say, to make her CV shorter, because hers is 1 and a bit pages. And she has a lot of experience, and she's a lot of really good experience actually, so I have no idea why she's struggling to find a job, but I think it's her language skills as well. But that's another thing. So yeah, but it's I don't know how it is in the UK now, because I don't have I have an English CV, but it's like my Norwegian style CV, but it's just in English. I think the only thing I would accept, I think should be okay if you had like 3 pages in your CV, is if you're applying for like a tech position, and if you've worked on like a lot of like tech projects and stuff, then you can have it be longer. But otherwise, it should be like a page maximum, a page and a bit. You know what I mean? That would be my recommendation, if you can cut it down as much as you can. I think it's crazy when places you have too much experience. Canada isn't the best to move to. Work is scarce and extortionate living prices. The thing about Canada is it is very, very hard to move over there. They have one of the toughest immigration systems in the world, I think. Any Canadians that might have popped up in chat maybe can confirm that, but I don't think there are any. But Canada's a very, very hard place to move to. I've heard you need to be you need to have a skill that they need, you know, and I think you have to have a job offer. I think if you're not up to learning a new language, because I had to learn Norwegian, and I like to think that I am now very good in Norwegian, to nearly fluent. I like to think that that's okay for me. It's not a problem for me now to use Norwegian. It's not a problem at all. A lot of the times I like using it more than English. But if you're not willing to learn that, or if you're not, it's a very, very huge, it can be a very huge obstacle to go. Can you say gotta go fast in Norwegian? I don't know how you would say that in Norwegian. Må gå rask, må gå fort. It's so stupid, it sounds so bad. Must go fast. Like, that is not how you would say it. That would be terrible. That is not what you would... Do not say that. Like, that's not what you would say. I cannot think of what that would be. From someone living in London, it is shitty, but there are opportunities everywhere. I mean, if you want to learn another language, then anywhere is open to you, you know what I mean? It's just how much work you're willing to put in and how much you're willing to immerse yourself in it. The language to you can come a lot easier than you might think it will, but you have to keep your mind open to it. And you have to keep on practicing. The best thing to do is to get a job in that language and work in it. That was what I had to do. That was what I did, and that's what I do. I wish I had unlimited money and no responsibility. I know. Right now I feel like I have unlimited responsibility and no money. I just really don't like Scotland that much, but I like it more than US. No, I can relate, to be honest. I feel like Scotland has very little to offer me, aside from the nature and the fact that like my family lives there and my friends live there. Those are big things, but for me, I just didn't really see a future that much. And for me, having learned a new language and having lived abroad in a country where the main language isn't English, it's quite a big achievement, but for me, it just it still doesn't just, it just doesn't feel like enough, you know, and I feel like I need to have a job and something that proves that I've sort of done it, you know? Something to have to show for it, you know? This is getting very realistic up in here. But, you know, it's nice to just chat about things. Any chase is kind of sick, family is kind of cool, but lots of people are just kind of fucking annoying. The thing with like the US, if you move there, from what I know, they really just don't have any worker protection things. Life has many doors, Ed boy. Yes, they do. Life has many doors, Ed boy. But I don't know, I think the world is open to you if you're willing to find it, if you're willing to go there. It's out there, you know. Too young to know Ed, Ed and Eddie. Oh my god. I feel old now. God damn, I'm old. I worked with a girl, right, and she was like 19. I think she's 20 now. And she didn't know who Bugs Bunny was. She did not. I don't know if it's maybe because he has a different name in Norwegian, but she didn't know who Bugs Bunny was. And I was like, he eats a carrot, and he goes like, "What's up, Doc?" And she was like, and I was like, what the hell? I don't think he'd get shot, but Norway's a good place to live. A really great place to live. If you can get across the language barrier, then it's a great place to live. If you can get a job, it's an even better place to live. Guns scare me in general. Me too. I wouldn't live in a house that had a gun in it. I couldn't do that. No way, I think the only gun I have is my love gun. The only gun I have is my fucking... I don't know, Mac is popping a Glock here. You can't see it, but he's got one in there. That's how he hits so hard. He just shoots them. I mean, he's from New York, so he knows that type of shit, you know what I mean? New York. I love New York City, though. I love visiting America so much. It's such a great place to visit. I just wouldn't want to live. I just don't think I'd want to live there. I love it so much. I'm kind of sad that of like what it seems to have become. Because New York City is like my favorite place on earth, and I just always want to be there, and you know what I mean? It's very, you know, yeah. Or you could live in Romania like this guy does. Or, well, this guy. Now the thing is, what annoys me is that the Belmonts have American accents in Smash. And I know it's just because of, like, reasons, it's just for, like, convenience. But I've always been convinced that Simon Belmont would have an English accent. I mean, they would be speaking Old Romanian. But I always feel like Simon would have an English accent. Richter wouldn't. You know? I don't know why. In my own sort of little world, I imagine that Simon was born in Romania. And I'm pretty convinced that Richter is German. And that's something I need more of in Smash. I need a mod of Richter speaking German. Fuck. Romania was heckin' cold. I work with Romanians and they always say it's like really warm. So, I mean, this is fake news. I'm in Bulgaria for like a month every year, so I'm fine with cold. Yeah, I can imagine Bulgaria being cold. I mean, how am I going to go to Romania and, you know, if I don't know? This makes me just wish that Muffo would speedrun Abe again. Sammy, you have influence over Muffo. Can you make him stream it again? I will pay you. I need more Oddworld content in my life. And I need it from Muffo. I will not accept. Your accent is so cool, thank you. If you want me to say specific words, I can do that. But I don't get the thrill of the Scottish accent at all. I think it's horrible. But you always want what you don't have. If you could change your accent to something, what would you change it to? I can't think of what my answer would be. I think I'd change it to like Californian dude bro, like Snake from The Simpsons. Or I would go like New York City accent, like New York Italian mobster accent. You know, like people who go like bada bing, bada boom. Like Ugandan knuckles. That meme died so quickly, that was so funny. I'm just like rearranging these Belmont amiibos. What accent is David Tennant? He's Scottish. I think. David Tennant's Scottish. It's just a sort of more. I mean, I hear the difference really strongly. There are some very, very heavy Irish accents. Generally an Irish accent is more. Oh God, I don't know how to pronounce it. I can hear how it sounds in my head, but I can't describe it. Watch if you want to watch a Scottish TV show, watch something called Still Game. And then if you want to watch something Irish, watch Father Ted, and then you can compare the accents, you'll hear how the difference is. Yeah, like bada bing, bada boom, forget about it. Like this guy, he's New York, he's from the Bronx. What do they say in the Bronx? Where's the Bronx? That's like north of, not Manhattan, but like north of the other bits. Or is it the whole island is called Manhattan, or is it like the central part of New York is called Manhattan? I don't remember. I think that's the name of the island, or that part is called Manhattan. I think. I want an angry Russian accent. David Tennant voices Scrooge in the DuckTales. He does it really well. I haven't watched it. David Tennant's alright. I think I'd want like a New York gangster accent, a Californian dude bro, or like honky Australian guy accent. Like specifically a man. Manhattan's just the part in Spider-Man 2. You know how New York is in like boroughs. It's like Queens, I think it's Queens, the Bronx, Harlem, Staten Island, and the other one. What's the other one? Oh my God. I've been to New York City. That is terrible. Bronx, Queens, Harlem, Staten Island. What the fuck's the other one? Brooklyn. Now Little Mac is from the Bronx, so I don't know if there's any like Bronx slang that they have, but if anyone knows, please tell me, because I just love the shit out of this guy, and I just want to just eat him up and just love him. We have our own kind of New York accent. What is the New York of the Netherlands? Which city is the New York of the Netherlands? Because I've been to the Netherlands 3 times, so could you say what's for you no go past you? What's for you no go past you? New York used to be called New Amsterdam, so that kind of makes sense. I've been to Amsterdam twice. I like it there a lot. One of my favourite places to go. The Netherlands is one of my favourite countries, just like I've been to. It's just so beautiful there, and I kind of get sad that a city like Amsterdam gets this rep as being like drugs and sex, because it's really, really beautiful there. I've been to Amsterdam and The Hague. Or Den Haag, or whatever it's called. I like it there a lot. And the Netherlands is so beautiful. I've been to outside of like Amsterdam and The Hague and stuff. I've seen a little bit of the Dutch countryside. It's just so beautiful. I could just die. I love it there so much. I would totally live there. Absolutely, I would live there if I could. If I knew how to speak Dutch, I'd be there. But I only know how to speak English and Norwegian. I've got family in New York, all over the place, Brooklyn, Jersey. I mean, Jersey. I went over a few times as a kid. I've been to New York once. I absolutely love it. It's my favourite place in the whole entire world. But this little guy, my favourite guy, my top guy, my man, the love of my life, he is from New York. Forget about it. Your bum's at the window. Who the fuck says that? You'll fare well with a decent English accent. Everyone can speak it. I know, but you're sort of cut out from a lot of society if you're not able to speak the language. It can be very isolating. Like I've been there, so like I've been here in Norway without being able to speak Norwegian. It's very isolating, you know. My favourite place is called St. Martin. It's an island near Barbados. It's so pretty. That sounds beautiful. Let's look at places. Let's look at stuff. These emotes aren't as pog as I thought they were. One of my favourite places in Norway. This is a very cliche place. If I make myself smaller, my ugly mug gets to be smaller, so don't worry about it. The news source. This is Troll. I can't really pronounce it that well. Trolltunga here in Norway. Or we have Preikestolen, which is famous, which is a famous hiking destination. I've heard Dutch is notoriously hard. Probably not for you as a Dutch speaker though. The only Dutch word I ever learned was, I actually don't know. I always forget that Eddie Van Halen was Dutch. It's like one of my favourite. You can see that my favourite things were like, I was googling fucking Little Oh, you can't really see that actually. Also we have Geiranger. This is one of the most famous places in Norway. Known for its beauty. So the famous parts of Norway are all on like the west coast of Norway. This is Geiranger. We also have Norwegian has some really funny words to, you know, like funny, like difficult looking words. But I mean, just look at this. You know, I mean, these photos are very oversaturated. But Isle of Arran is really nice, isn't it? Yeah. Very nice. I've never actually been to Arran.
I had visions of paramites
Shut up,
living
Abe.
in the wild. How they were.
I live in Middelburg. I'm gonna Google it. It sounds like Midgar. Oh my god, how pretty is that? That is like quintessential European experience right there. Oh, how beautiful is that? That's so pretty. I want to go there. I wonder if the picture... No, it's not even on here. There's a place called Bergdansjan. Maybe Blekketjan. Here in Norway? No, that's not it. But you can find a multitude just anywhere in places that look like this. What does this place look like? Oh, look at that. That's so pretty. I would love to go here. I could just live in the Netherlands. Edinburgh Old Town. Yeah, Edinburgh's a classic. Oh, this is making me homesick. Well, if I'm quite far out from Edinburgh, I'm not really near Edinburgh at all. My hometown. I'm from the West Coast. And this is too Eastern. This is something I'm too This is something too East Scottish for me to understand. Or Glasgow. Ah! The old country. Oh. It's making me sad. What a place. What a place. I don't really go to Glasgow for concerts. I mean, so would I, to be honest. So would I. That's the only reason I ever went as well. But, hang on, let me delete that one. Just delete that source. Yes. I can delete as well. Yeah. Middleburg Dam, if you search that, you'll probably see my house. I live near the canal. You can probably see my house if you Google my hometown, but I'm not going to tell you what it is because I feel like I'm getting a cold and I'm about to die. Yeah, I'm from the west coast of Scotland. It's really pretty over there. But, God, look at the shape of my nose. Anyway, I think I'm going to head off because I've been live for 3.5 hours. This is something totally whacking outside my comfort zone. Just streaming myself for 3.5 hours, just talking about myself. Painting an amiibo. I'll probably touch it up a little bit and make it look a little bit better. Probably the hat, I'll work on the hat a little bit. Thank you guys so much for popping in tonight. Not having to do with my ugly mug. I will send you over. I would love to live there pure for the nature. Me too. I'll send you over to Limmy. And don't worry, I won't forget the dishwasher. Alright guys, have a good night.